Hey guys, Roger, see you scrapping. Alright, well we're gonna tear down all this stuff that we picked up yesterday. The 3 fans. One of those chairs was aluminum, so we'll have to pull the steel and the crap off of that. And 1/2 of a grab bar for, it looks like probably a portable toilet. There's some aluminum on that we'll grab, but this won't take too long. I really like the fans because they're easy, nice source of copper. A lot of plastic though. Get the fan blade and all that off. That's all garbage. And I'll remove the covering for the motor. More plastic. And if you look in my community tab, you can see my disdain for the plastic quote-unquote recycling industry. I recently posted a video about how Coca-Cola is actively fighting recycling efforts. There we go, more plastic garbage. Plastic garbage. All right. Work on getting the motor disconnected from the frame here. That's going to be a 3/8, which I conveniently have right here. Really, there it goes. And there's a little plastic wedge in there. You're never going to be able to pull that apart, so I just cut it at both ends. And then this will go as tin shred. Set the Phillips driver back on. Cut the wires. I got to cut this little crimped wire nut off to get number 2 insulated at my yard. It goes in the wire bucket. All right, now we got to get all this extraneous crap off. This is the speed switch, and yeah, it's a switch, so there is little silver contacts in there. I don't go after those anymore. It's just they keep accumulating, and I know I'm not going to do anything with them. So that off. That's all plastic. Now the gearbox. And that's the gearbox that lets the fan oscillate. Pull this plastic gear out. More plastic and nice clean piece of cast aluminum. Now before I separate the motor halves, we want to pull this roll pin. Sometimes they're easy, sometimes they are a real pain, and sometimes they'll pull from one side better than they will the other, like in this case. There we go. Now to get to that copper goodness. That one's going to be a little stubborn. There we go. Tin shred. My yard will not take those as aluminum breakage. There's not enough aluminum in them to qualify as aluminum breakage. So there's our motor, and that's the type of motor I really don't like. So let's clean up these cast aluminum halves. If I can find my prying screwdriver. Where the hell did it go? There it is, right in front of me. Oh, it's going to be one of those days. So you just pry this metal disc that holds the bearing out of the center. That's tin shred, and it's usually got this oil soaked, I don't know, residue. Clean that out as best you can. Clean cast aluminum. Same with this side. This one's still got the bearing in it. So it's usually easier to pull the bearing first. Sometimes that'll come with it, but not often. Another way to do that is with your side cuts. You get in there and just pull it out. Clean out the schmutz. More clean cast aluminum. Alright, we'll go ahead and cut the wires off of this. Goes in number 2, and this This motor here, I'm just going to throw into electric motors. I don't bother cleaning those. Clear off our workspace here a little bit. And we'll grab fan number 2. All right, let's separate it from the base. More plastic. Now I don't know if you can see it from here. Yeah, I have a 2-yard plastic or dumpster over there. Gets picked up weekly. Normally it is 75% full of plastic. None of this stuff can be recycled. All the recyclers want are the plastic bottles. That's the only plastic that will make any money. Cut the wires. More plastic. All right, now we go around the edge. Get everything unscrewed. I'm not feeling a screw in there or in there. Wow, look at the dust in that. All right, now sometimes these fan blades can be a real pain to get out. And I think this is going to be one of them. So what I do there is we get it the Ian Matthews way. That one's being real stubborn. More dust. All right, now we're at the good end. I think this motor will just come out. Yeah, there we go. There is the cord. Oh, I see. Okay. So it's got one of those wedges on it that won't let it come out except one way. So cut the plug, pull her on through. Number 2 insulated, more plastic. Actually, my phone rang. Let me. Let me answer this real quick. I'll be right back, guys. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Business calls. I got a Traeger grill I got to pick up this afternoon. So come on, copper goodness. And it's another one of those. Great. Seem to be getting more and more of those here lately. All right, that goes into shred. I'll have to clean those up. All right, that was nothing. So pull the number 2 copper, pull this relay resistor, whatever it is, off. That goes into shred. Number 2 copper, electric motors. Oh. Well, we're striking out on these fans, and I was all excited. So let's get the cast aluminum cleaned up. Pull the centerpiece out, shred. Centerpiece out, get the schmutz. Clean off some of the fuzz anyway. Clean cast aluminum. That one's real dry, so I can tell why this fan failed. A lot of people don't realize that they need to oil these motors occasionally. All right, 2 fans down, 1 to go. And this one, I know for a fact, is a good motor. Not only a good motor, but we got tin instead of shred instead of plastic. Plastic fan blade. Plastic shred. All right. I'm going to cut the tail. Cut the plug, number 2 insulated. Now this one's got a screw holding the knob in place. It's connected, okay. Let's go ahead and pull this E-clip here. Pull some more plastic. A lot of times when that won't pull, I usually just cut it off. More plastic. Separate it from the base. Like so. Go ahead and cut this right here. And we should be able now. It's one of those. Yep, pull the rubber feed off that's hiding the screws. More plastic. Cut the wires. Remove the wire nut. Number 2 plastic. Number 2 insulated copper wire. Here's the plastic. Oh, this is going to be a long day. I was going to do all this on the tailgate of my truck, but it's going to be like 95 to 97 degrees today. There we go. Shred. Shred. Plastic. More plastic. Greasy plastic. Alright, so I can't get that gearbox off until I get this motor housing off, which is fine. There's 4 screws holding that in. And that comes off. That comes off. Tin shred. Clear these wires off. Now this is the motor that I like doing. Number 2 insulated. We'll tear that motor down. Okay. Now we'll get this gearbox off. Maybe. Now one of these tricks when you can't back that out, turn your drill to screw it in. Bear down on it good. Just hit it once. And that's enough to break the threads loose. So there's your little scrapper tip for the day. More greasy plastic. And I got all over the bench. And now the rest of that is clean cast. Okay, let's get the center pieces out of here. Make this clean cast. Now the reason I switch screwdrivers is this one is too big to get in there well enough. So I use the smaller one to pry the bearing out, and then the smaller one's too small to get a good purchase on this and pry it out. And so that's where the big one comes in handy. And this one's going to be stubborn. Yeah, there we go. Now this one's just a ring of fabric, and that still gets oil soaked. You need to make sure that they're oiled. And there's clean cast, more oil or more grease on the bench. Okay, this one's a little different because we've got this post here that we've got to get out of there. So, grab the channel locks, and I thought I could hold it, but sometimes not. So we'll put her here in the vise. And give her a spin. And then she's wanting to tighten up. All right, more shred. Shred. Garbage. Clean cast aluminum. That's it on the fans. So what I'm going to do is we'll go ahead and clean this motor. Those of you wearing earbuds, I'm about to fire up the grinder, so you might want to adjust your volume or pull your earbuds out. But what I do is I cut off the crown. And then my yard doesn't mind the strings, but you don't want any tape. The ones that are wound in tape, you got to take that tape off. And then put her in the vise, and you want to put a pretty good hold on that. Yep. And then get this is my copper winding chisel that I just modified with a V-groove. Now what you want to do, you'll see the windings, you want to pick the outside winding that's got the widest span, insert into there, and just start tapping. Some are easier than others. This is a real easy one. You may have to flip your motor, but usually I can get them from the inside. A simple little pull, and there you go. Now the other thing I'm going to do to this is, these are a lot of times plastic. This is paper. I don't think they'll mind the paper ones being on there, but you know, it's one of those situations. Either call your scrapyard first and ask them, or just give them a clean product, and then there's no reason for them to downgrade you. And the downgrade for this, they would downgrade it from #2 copper to #2 insulated. So that's going from like $3.10 down to $1 a pound. So that's a pretty big downgrade. I know this video is running a little long, but I figured I would show you what's involved in cleaning up a scrap run. And there's #2 clean copper. Let's see if I can get over here without tripping and falling. And it goes into my nearly empty #2 copper bucket. All right, so that is it on the motors. I will pause this for now. I will get the chair, bring it in, and that's the last thing we've got to do. So I'll be back in a second. Okay guys, we're back. This is the arm off of, I believe it's a Handicap portable toilet. So simply take these bolts out that hold the armrest on, and on medical grade equipment, always check your bolts. These are steel, so they go in the shred. A lot of times they'll be stainless, so more plastic. All right, so this arm here loosens up, unscrews. Maybe. Wow, that is really finely threaded. So it's taken forever stunts. There we go. All right, so we got this nylon insert that's got to come out. Where'd my channel locks go? I would lose my mind if it wasn't attached to my head. There they are. Some people would debate that I've already lost it. All right, garbage. Clean aluminum. Let me double check. Yeah, there's a little, I don't know if you can see that in there. There's a little rubber seal in there. So that comes out. Now that's clean aluminum. And then we've got this thing to get out of there. And usually what I do is push it in and then push that bead up so that it doesn't come back through the hole. Same with the other side. And sometimes these can be a real trick. There we go. See, they want to keep coming. They want to keep coming back down. There we go. And then pull it up and through. Now this is clean. Well, not yet. We got that nylon piece to take out here. Now these, take these posts off. This is steel, without a doubt. And always check these. They're steel too. There again, they could be stainless steel. So now we got clean aluminum. And then we come down here and we got the same situation here. Now this one's real easy. You just take off the top and the bottom rubber, and that's clean aluminum. And the same thing here. Take this nylon bushing out. And of course, this always takes longer on camera than when you're actually doing it. This should only take a couple of minutes to accomplish. And then this one's got to come out. We already know it's steel, so shred, and another piece of clean aluminum. Now all we got left is the chair, and we'll start with the base. Now it's got these plastic things here that are, you know, they've just got plastic nubs that hold them in, so they're fairly easy to pull off. You may need to get a screwdriver to help you. Oh, I swear. Alright, those got to come off. These plastic feet have to come off. Sometimes they're easy, sometimes they're hard. These aren't too bad. And your yard will dock you if those are on. And then one final thing. Yeah. This is all aluminum except for that post up there, and unfortunately it is well, I don't think it is welded in, but what it's just going to be easier to cut those 4 legs, so we're going to use the grinder again. And my blade's worn down enough that it doesn't quite get all the way through, but I think we're far enough through that I can take a hammer. Okay, maybe not. So we just go to the underside and finish the job. And if you'll notice there, I was cutting through the aluminum weld. Aluminum welds are a lot like steel welds. It's harder to cut through the weld than it is to cut through the actual metal. So, all right, now we got a piece of breakage because there's a lot more steel than there is aluminum. Breakage barrel, clean aluminum. Oh, that was loud. Sorry about that, guys. Now these chair frames are a little more involved. Let's see, are these 3/8? No, they're 7/16. Oop. Sorry, the sweat is making this camera slide around quite a bit. Yep, 7/16. All right, you can see the rust on the washers. Washers are very rarely stainless, but on outdoor furniture, that is steel. Always check your hardware on outdoor furniture because a lot of times it can be stainless, and that's steel. So this is all going to be shred. There's no bolt. Oh, they repaired that. Okay, that's not what is supposed to be there. All right, let's get this base piece off first. Get it out of the way. I'd have a lot more room on the tailgate of my truck, but like I said, it's too damn hot out there. I've got all 3 fans running here in the shop and the ceiling fan, and of course everything's got to fight you. Really. Let's see if we can get these others. It's just too awkward an angle. I wonder if a 10 would work on that. A 10 will work on that. There we go. All right, and that is actually thick enough. That will go as prepared iron. I've got a barrel out here for prepared iron. And since that was a repair, you'll want to check these. See, these are stainless. So they will go into the stainless barrel. Now, can we get lucky here? We can, but instead of 3/8, I think that's 10 millimeter. $10mm. There we go. Throw these into stainless. Get past his jury rig tape fix here. those we'll deal with in a little bit. Same with the bottom one. Now I will want to get this off for the yard. This stuff tears real easy, especially when it's bound up on itself. All right, that should be clean aluminum. Now you'll want to check your arms, make sure there's no steel reinforcement in them. See these? Now I can't get my magnet. Oh, come on. There we go. These bottom pieces here are steel reinforced, so we'll have to cut those out. The other thing you'll want to check is these rivets here where your seat ties in. Those are aluminum. They're not all, that's not always the case. Sometimes they're steel and you'll have to cut them out, knock them out, whatever. So I've got a little more work to do on this than I had anticipated. And we're going to use the grinder again. And I think what I'm going to do, yeah, it's, oh, see, even these are steel. So this is aluminum here. I think the best way to address that is we're going to cut on each side of this. If you cut here, you can likely leave a little steel on here. You can probably get away with it at the yard. However, I'm not going to chance getting downgraded for that little bit of steel. So watch your ears. Sometimes you got to get a little creative with the angles you're attacking it at. All right, clean aluminum. That one's not completely busted free. I think that'll do it. Now for this side, and same thing, we'll just cut it once on each side. All right, so this section goes as shred. This is clean aluminum, and this is clean aluminum. Put it over here with the base, and then we've just got the seat cushions left. And to be quite honest, these are really a pain in the ass. Pull these plastic ends. All right, then theoretically, just to make it easier, I'm going to cut this fabric out, leaving about a 1-inch strip so you can get a good grip on it. Sometimes a razor knife is quicker, but I had the scissors right here handy. And then, oh, these aren't going to be too bad. And then you just slide them out. There's you can see that round edge there slides into that groove, and that's what holds the chair in place. So now we've got clean aluminum. Clean aluminum. Same thing for the chair back. Pull your ends. And I don't think I'll even need, yeah, these will just slide right out without cutting the fabric, because they're more of a straight. And there we go. And that load is completely cleaned in under an hour. So that is cleaning the load for today. Just thought, I know it's a longer video, guys, and a lot of you guys won't watch all the way through, but I just thought I'd show you the process. And until the next video, we will see you scrapping.